The second time I tripped, it was with my friend, and boyfriend at the time. We'll call him Jay. It was way more intense than the first time, but I felt worse after I came down. We got the acid from another friend and took it at her house at about 8 p.m. Jay and I were with a third friend, W, who wasn't on anything that night. We were driving out to Jay's house and we picked up some fast food on the way and ate in an empty parking lot near Jay's house. While they were eating, I started feeling the acid. I felt tingly all over, and then it felt like when your foot falls asleep, but all over my body. Jay and W walked around the parking lot smoking a cigarette and I stayed in the car because I was cold. I was looking at the car seat and it looked like it was breathing, very gently. Then we went to Jay's house, and talked to his parents and grandmother for a while. I was really feeling it by then. I felt detached and kind of unfocused or tranced out. We went outside and we were leaning against the above-ground pool. Water looks really awesome when you're tripping. I was leaning against Jay and we were entranced by the stars. The clouds appeared to be coming in closer and closer. Jay was trying to explain it to W and we waved his lit cigarette across the sky. Jay and I both saw it leave a bright trail and we were like, whoa. W just said, okay. He's been with me both times I tripped. He finds it hilarious to watch people on acid. We went inside and were watching Outbreak on one of the 50 billion movie channels. The sick people looked really disgusting. Then we went outside. It was December, so it was pretty cold. Jay and I smoked a joint and we were just having fun being fucked up dorks. W was having fun watching us be fucked up dorks. Me and Jay spent a lot of time looking at the sky. We both saw a cloud that looked like a man's face moving around. At one point I was holding the joint and the wind blew smoke into my eyes. Everything looked beautiful and swirly for a second. It was just a screen of white opalescent smoke. Jay, who doesn't exactly live in the best part of town, he calls it the ghetto but it's not too bad, was telling us about all the neighbors that went past. Then we saw a dog across the street. Jay went over and started barking at it. It barked back once, Jay barked back louder and ran toward it, and the dog hauled ass down the street. It was really funny. We went back inside, and by then I felt like I was just drifting through everything we did. All of a sudden, all my thoughts, everything just made perfect sense. Everything seemed so right, and I was thinking that this was how it should always be. Jay was holding his baby niece for what seemed like a long time. But my sense of time was way distorted. Anyway, he and the baby just looked so content and peaceful. That added to my thoughts of how right everything was. W and I had to leave soon after that. We're still in high school, we had a lame curfew. On the way home, my sense of time got even more out of whack. The clock would say, like, 11:30 or something, for what felt like 10 minutes. Then I'd look back what I thought was 2 minutes later and it'd be 20 minutes later. Before the tripping started, Jay and I told W to let us listen to It's On by Korn when we started tripping. So me and W listened to it on the way home. It was awesome. If you've never heard it, it had kind of weird, fluctuating noises at the beginning. I was at my dad's house for the weekend, and of course I didn't want him to know I was tripping, so I was trying to avoid him as much as possible. I wanted to go to bed because I hadn't peeked yet and I was afraid I'd act too weird in front of him. There was a towel on a rack in the bathroom that looked like it was contacting in and out like an accordion. My dad asked where all we'd gone, and for a second I completely blanked out until I remembered we were at Jay's. I told him I was tired so I was going to bed, but he was in a talkative mood. I was beginning to have visual hallucinations so I finally locked myself in my room for the night. The walls were moving. My dork little sister had hung pine tree garland things all over in honor of Christmas, and I swore they were breathing. There were also foil garlands that looked like liquid that was dancing. It was cool. Then I noticed the ceiling. It's wood so you could see the grain and where the paint is peeling, and the patterns it formed were moving all over, like a flat lava lamp. I watched the ceiling most of the night. At one point the design changed to bugs and scorpions but I didn't freak like I thought I would have. The bed was the softest I've ever been in. I was floating. My deep thoughts returned. Over in my head was a mantra of, everything is now. I was thinking that we spend way too much time obsessing over the past and future, and we should just chill and enjoy everything now. I finally got to sleep for an hour at 7 a.m. It was a better trip than my first, because I didn't see things that much the first time. But next time, I'll probably do it during the day. This was the day before semester exams and I need sleep. Since then I've kind of kept in mind the revelations I had. I quit worrying so much about what I could have changed of the past and I don't freak about the future. I just kind of go with the flow. Which isn't a bad idea, I found. See, drugs are good for some things.